Hello there guys, my name is Harry and welcome to this episode of the Film Focus podcast. In today's episode we've got a trio of really interesting interviews for you. First up we're going to have Richard Walker, who is a Scotsman, works as an extra. He's been in some of the biggest films ever. You know, he's been in Fast and Furious, he's met stars like Vin Diesel, David Tennant. Coming up after that we've got Richard Isles and Matthew George Walsh, who are here to talk to us. Two of the most interesting guys I think I've ever met. Richard, multi-talented, he's done everything. He's a writer, he's an actor, he's worked in radio, he's just published a book, really incredible guy. And as for Matthew George Walsh, I think he might be one of the craziest people I've ever met. The guy just exudes that sort of energy that an actor needs. He's got that personality and all of it just comes across in absolute brilliance. So please enjoy this episode, enjoy listening to these unbelievable people that are working in the local Liverpool film industry. Let's get on with the episode.
Hey, my name is Richard Walker. Obviously I'm from Scotland. I moved to Liverpool three year ago. I fell in love with this beautiful girl and all that. And I've obviously I got into films and that. Well, it's my dad that got me into films, really. He seen an advert in a paper, right? And it's like they're looking for soldiers to be in this film, and he was like, "Oh, we could do that," you know what I mean? I go, "Dad, you're 71," and they wanted us to grow big long beards. We had to go up to Abbey Moor, you know. It was Mary Queen of Scots movie. It was his idea. That's how I got into films as an extra, because he wanted to do it, you know. It was filmed in Inverness. Mary Queen of Scots is a period drama. That was they picked you up and took you to this place which was in the wilderness, got your costume and all that, and you give us the midges and that, and there's people throwing mud on you and all that, you know what I mean? And I always remember he was talking to this guy, right? My dad thinks, he says, "Oh, this is a nice guy," and and he goes, "He's a nice guy," and I says, "That's Doctor Who."
Which Doctor?
David Tennant, it's in Fast and Furious 9.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've done that. I was in Edinburgh. If you don't know if you've seen Fast and Furious 9, but a lot of it's set in Edinburgh. So we were on that. So all I had to do was like eat scones and drink orange juice. You just do what the assistant director tells you to do.
Yeah. So
it becomes, you know, you go in and think, you kind of say, "Oh, heck, there's Vin Diesel there. I want to go and talk to him, get a selfie." You just go, "Right, I just do what you're told." Well, I was just sitting in a cafe, and then the cars came round. You know what I mean? And Ludacris or something, and Tyrone get out of this car and they look at it, and then they go, "It's like Harry Potter, man." I thought it was a good opportunity, so that's why I took it, you know.
Yeah.
And I got paid money for it. You know. I think I got about £500, £550. That's only for a couple of days. Like, this is no working. I mean, this is just fun. You know what I mean? And you get your lunch and all that as well. You know what I mean? Casting agencies. Then once you sign up for another casting agency, you'll meet some other. Say you're on the set or something, you meet someone, because there's a lot of hanging about. You know what I mean? So you'll go and have lunch with someone, then you'll get talking, and they'll tell you about their experience. And say, "Have you heard of this casting agency?" You know what I mean? And how did you get? I've worked on this, I've worked on that, and people share information. Liverpool's very vibrant. There's been loads of stuff in Liverpool, so you get a lot of students making short films and stuff. So I was pretending to be an artist and stuff. You know what I mean? I was a policeman. I've been a vicar, that kind of thing. It might be a smaller scale, but people have got passion to tell a story, and people need other people to help them.
What would you wish that someone would have told you advice before you started this whole journey? If you could go back and tell it to yourself.
Do it now. Do it. I should have done it younger. You know what I mean? I should have I wasted 20 years not doing anything when I should have done it now, you know what I mean? Because I was just concentrating on playing in bands and stuff like that. I thought to myself, I can't really do that, you know? It's not until we seen the advert in the paper we think, well, it's never too late, you know? So if you're young enough, go and do it now, but be patient. It might not happen overnight, but it will happen, you know, once you make these certain contacts and once you take that first step, you know?
That's absolutely fantastic, mate. Richard, I'd love to thank you for your time. You've been an absolute pleasure to speak to. Also, I'd like to thank you for the beer as well.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Go on,
It's nice to meet you, Harry.
it's very nice to meet you. Hopefully we meet again.
Of course.
My name's Richard Alf, and I'm an actor, a writer, an author, a new budding author. I'm a carer. What else do I do? A sporty, active person as well. I just like trying to keep busy, try and get out there. But yeah.
Hi, and I'm Matthew George Walsh. I went back into acting 6 or 7 years ago, it's probably 7 actually, and I've diversified from then into a producing role, which is something I got into by sheer chance, and I've produced quite a lot of short films, TV series and films as well.
Can I just do a T-slip just for the audio?
Get that tea down, man.
Well, I've always said singing in the rain really inspired me from watching it when I was younger. It used to be on the telly, and we used to bring like a chippy tea, and we'd all sit, and my cousins and the family would sit around and watch Singing in the Rain, and it always inspired me to want to look into the world of acting and what goes on behind everything, the camera angles and everything else. And that kick-started me to go into college and university and study film and television. I've done a few plays, I've done short films and TV shows, local ones like Joey's is one I'm really proud of, and I've been bit by the acting bug, and I can't stop now. And ever since meeting the most interesting man I've ever met in my life, Matthew George Walsh, IMDb him if you can. It's just kicked it even more into that place, and I just live for it.
I started off, I loved drama at school, but I was too shy to be part of that, so I just went to spectators for school productions, and my school is really well known for producing actors. I started getting really interested in theatre when I was 17, and I had a volunteer front of house job at the Liverpool Everyman, and then went to live in Paris for my gap year before university. When I moved back to Liverpool, I live in Cheshire, but I moved back to Liverpool where I was born about 14 years ago. I realised that what I wanted to do, which was to spend more time in an arts-related discipline, I could do, because, like you said before, geographically you have to be where it happens. I knew that very much there's no point trying to be a jack of all trades, and I wanted very much to get involved with filmmakers that are based in Liverpool, that are using local crews, local stories, local actors. And I started off by investing a really small amount of money in a film called Kate and Jake, which came out a couple of years ago. It's now on Amazon Prime. It's won a huge amount of awards. The lead two actors and the supporting cast are all phenomenal. And then that led into working with a group of local young people called Some Guys With a Camera. They got their own production company, and they did a 6-part series that started in Locktown called Birchill's Pint, set in a fictitious Liverpool brewery. So I invested in that, and I ended up being one of the characters in episode 2. We got that sold to Prime. That's still on Prime at the moment. Kate and Jake is on Prime.
I'm going to put it over to you, Richard, for a second. You have wrote a book recently.
Me of all people wrote
The
a book.
Incredible Magnifying Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, an unbelievable title, if I can say so.
Oh, thank you. It sticks out, doesn't it?
I
Should see the size of it. It could kill a man, I tell you. It's so big.
I managed to read a couple of the reviews and a bit of
Oh, did you?
synopsis
Oh,
and
that's
that
very
kind of thing, just a little bit of preparation type of thing. It says here that it's about a young boy whose body is changed as a result of this mist that just appears out of nowhere.
It's in Wales, in Barafundle Bay. It was adapted. It's influenced from an older book from the 40s, I think, called The Incredible Shrinking Man. And I love the film, and I love the book. So I always wondered, what if he didn't shrink in size? What if he grew? So it always just stuck in my head, and it's plaguing me. And I was like, I've got to write something down. So I started from like a spider diagram, something as silly and innocuous as a spider diagram, and it turned into this book. And yeah, it's just phenomenal.
Well, guys, I would just like to say an absolute massive thank you to the pair of you. It's been absolutely brilliant. Matthew, George,
Walsh.
Yeah.